Okay, in this lesson, we're going to be looking at solving equations with fractions. Now, this first problem here, this is a one-step equation, or can be thought of as a one-step equation, where you can just add 2/3 to both sides. But I'm going to do this problem a different way because most people do not like adding fractions. So what I'm going to do is to multiply both sides of my equation by the least common denominator. And in this case, the least common denominator that I have is 3. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to distribute this 3. So I'll have 3x minus 3 times 2/3 equals 12. And in this middle part here, the 3's are going to cancel. So I have 3x minus 2 equals 12. Now all my fractions have gone away. I have a basic two-step equation. You add 2 to both sides and then divide both sides by 3. Now I want to point out something here with these first two lines. Notice that when I distribute the 3, what happens is that everything gets multiplied by 3. So normally the way that I would do this problem is multiply everything by 3 and just go ahead and distribute. So this gets multiplied by 3, this gets multiplied by 3, and here as well. Then I save myself a step. And you can see that when you multiply by the least common denominator, your fractions go away. Okay, on problem 2, my common denominator is 5. I only really have just one denominator. So everything gets multiplied by 5. Multiply this by 5, and this, and this. So I have 5x plus 1 equals negative 15. And this is just a basic two-step equation. Subtract 1, divide by 5. Okay, problem 3. What I want you to notice here is that I have left quite a bit of space between this addition sign and the 1 because I know that I'm going to be multiplying through by my least common denominator, and I want some room here to put that number. So my common denominator is 3. So everything gets multiplied by 3. And this gives me 2x plus 3 equals 6. So 2x equals 3, x equals 3/2. Okay, problem 4, you can see I have two fractions. I am still going to start off by finding the least common denominator. And in this case, the least common denominator is 4. So everything gets multiplied by 4. Here the 4's cancel. So I have 3x plus 2 equals negative 8. Now it's a basic two-step equation. Subtract the 2. Divide by 3. Okay, problem 5, my least common denominator, or the smallest number that 2 and 3 can go into, is 6. So every term gets multiplied by 6. Half of 6 is 3. The second part here I get 2. And on this last part, I have a positive times the negative, which is negative. And remember, 3 goes into 6. 2 times 2 times 2 is 4. So I have negative 4 on the right-hand side. So now a basic two-step equation. Add 2 to both sides and divide by 3. Okay, in this problem, you can see I have 3 different denominators. My least common denominator is going to be 12. Right? That's the smallest number that 4 and 3 and 6 can go into. So each one of these terms gets multiplied by 12. So this goes back to our very first lesson on how to multiply a fraction times a whole number. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. And 1/6 of 12 is 2. So now I have a basic two-step equation. Add 8 to both sides and then divide by 9. So your answer is 10/9. Okay, one thing that's a little bit different about problem 7 here is this first term. I can rewrite this if I want to where it is 1/2 x. If you don't want to rewrite it, there's no reason that you would have to. And you can see that my common denominator is 2. So everything is going to be multiplied by 2. So I have x plus 4 equals 4x plus 3. Now I have variable constant on the left-hand side, variable constant on the right-hand side. So I'm going to get rid of my smallest variable term first. So 4 equals 3x plus 3. Then subtract 3 from both sides. So 1 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3. So x equals 1/3. Okay, for this last problem, I would like for you to try to do this on your own. So pause the video, do that, and then come back and check your answers. And there's your answer for problem 8. Again, if you have any questions on this video, please send me an email and I will help you.